With respect to politicians, or rather with disrespect, I have a riddle for you. It's a very difficult riddle. What's the difference between a politician and a criminal? That's a tough one, isn't it? Even I can't see any difference between them. It's impossible to solve that riddle. No, but at least you must admit, being a politician takes brains. Unfortunately, you may never get your brains back after they've been taken. When politicians say it is the will of the people, do they mean the people died and willed the country to them? Or are they yet to kill them? Okay, now, do you know what you call a group of owls? A parliament. Seriously, that's what they're called. By definition, parliament mein ullu hote hain. Owls. Do you also know what you call a group of rooks? Again, a parliament. And what do you call a group of politicians? Fuck assholes, that's what. In many parts of India, when elections are held, a dry day is declared. Alcohol cannot be served. Now, this sounds counterproductive to me, because I can't imagine any sober person wanting to vote for the kind of politicians that we have. I think only totally drunk people would be happy to vote here. So in all future national elections, whoever wins, we lose. But let's look on the bright side. For example, if Mr. RG wins, then at least 99% of us can say our IQ scores are higher than the Prime Minister's. And if Mr. NM wins, then it'll be great fun. In fact, as they say, it'll be a riot. Now, I dislike all politicians equally, but some are easier to make fun of, such as India's royal family, the Gandhis. I believe someone recently went up to Sonia Gandhi and told her that she had a really big ass. But she said no. Rahul is not really that big. And regarding Modi, if you remember, his first foreign trip was to Bhutan. And according to the media, Bhutan witnessed a deviation from its tradition of not clapping after speeches in parliament, when they did clap after his speech. But then I read somewhere that normally in Bhutan, clapping is done only to drive away evil spirits. So I wonder if that had anything to do with it. Mrs. Gandhi has an Indian-sounding name, Sonia, and she's even from the Indian-sounding city of Milan. So she's close, but she'll never make it as far as the Prime Minister's chair. It's a case of being Sonia, yet so far. Her only hope is if she gets married to Modi and sits in his godi. Though apparently Modi already did once get married a long time back. Well, at least this shows that he's capable of learning from experience, because he never got married again. Plus, as you know, Modi's USP is that he has a 56-inch chest. I've not measured it myself, but that's what I'm told. So I suppose if you have a wife whose chest measures less than yours, there could be trouble in the marriage. But frankly, I'm still not convinced that Modi's chest measures 56 inches. In fact, I think by mistake they measured his stomach instead. That would definitely be 56 inches at least. Let's have another cheer for the man with the big Modi. As for the most painful divorce in the country, it's not Hrithik and Suzanne's, nor Brangelina's, but the one between Anna Hazare and Kejriwal. Lokpal and Jokpal have broken up. It's Brokpal. So now Anna has to sit all by himself and stroke Pal. If you know what I mean. Regarding other politicians, Jayalalitha and Sasikala were, the late great Jayalalitha Sasikala were involved in that disproportionate assets case. Sadly, in this case, I don't think by assets they meant her upper ones, but probably a middle one, which dwarfed even Modi's 56-inch chest. And as, of course, they meant her ass was an even greater asset. South Indian leaders of that kind are very naughty in other ways as well. They're often known as revolutionary leader or revolutionary thalaiva. And when they kiss their girlfriends, such as Sasikala, they will definitely get some saliva. And Mayawati's government was famous mostly for erecting statues. and also for being statues, not doing very much. Plus, considering how overweight she is, it's very appropriate that her symbol is an elephant. Then I heard a rumor that Lalu Prasad got himself an inflatable rubber sex doll, and he gave it a name too. Guess what he calls it? He calls it Rubbery Devi, of course. Speaking of blowing things up, the BJP should change its name, because you know what a BJ is, right? Who wants to be known as the blow-up party? Meanwhile, I believe the investigators made a major discovery. They discovered that Robert Vadra had a secret bank account abroad, but he had changed his name slightly. He left out the T and just used the name Robert Vadra. Perfect to a T, as they say. And by the way, do you know why Modi doesn't like the singer Himesh, even though he's a fellow Gujarati? Because he's Resham Mia. Similarly, banned the porn star Mia Khalifa because he thought she was a he. Also, you know, when Rahul's father, Rajiv Gandhi, was in college, he used to go out on dates and he used to suggest eating at different restaurants to spice things up. He used to say, let's have Chinese or let's have continental. But of course, he always ended up eating Italian. If you know what I mean. And next morning there was no nasta, only pasta. Okay, I'm sure you all know that the English language is written in the so-called Roman script. But recently the government decided to use only Hindi for all official communication. So they sent Sonia Gandhi a note in Hindi conveying this information. She sent it back saying, I can't read this. Please rewrite it in Roman script. But in this case, I think by Roman script she meant Italian, which is most appropriate for a Roman lady like her. Last summer, Modi was confronted by a group of protesters who demanded that he do something about the hot weather, which was over 40 degrees. He told them, don't worry, these are fake degrees. Like the degree Modi got for college, which was also fake. However, the truth is that all politicians are underqualified and have a mutual understanding to make fools of all of us. After all the fake campaigning is over, they get together to share the loot. That's when they forget all about political parties and have a real party instead. That's when they do all the bad things which they publicly claim not to do. I managed to gain access to one of these non-political parties and I was shocked by what I saw. They were doing horrible things. Modi was eating beef. Sonia was eating Italian pizza. Rahul was eating hybrid crossbred foods. Lalu Prasad was eating fodder. Chandrababu Naidu was eating humble pie. Kejriwal was eating langra am. Yogi Adityanath was doing pet puja. Mayawati was eating elephant meat. Akhilesh was eating up mulayam. Jayalalitha was eating sasikala. Mamta was sucking or maybe suckling milkshake and Abhishek. Priyanka and Robert were eating people's property. Amit Shah was eating up evidence. Gadkari was eating not RBI but IRB money. Shatrughan was eating his words. And Nitish Kumar was licking ass as usual. But you know, all these politicians are the same, no matter which ones. You take Mamta in Bengal, take Modi in Delhi, they're all the same. And for example, in fact, one of my friends thought Modi was a Bengali because he thought his name was Modi Sarkar. Okay, I think if I continue, I'll get killed or something. So I think it's time to end. I hope you've enjoyed my show. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot to get a standing ovation. It happens very rarely, so I'm very happy to get that. Thank you so much. Okay. Good night. night, everybody. That I'll come to Ranchi some other time and do a different show with different jokes. I've enjoyed being here. You're a lovely audience. So thanks a lot, and see you some other time. And now this is your last chance to make noise. So please make as much.